Hey guys, what's going on? It's been quite a while since I've done a pickups video for you and shown you the games that I've been able to pick up and add to my collection. So I figured what I would do is go ahead and do one massive pickups video, just show you the games that I picked up over the past couple months. I also have a system in here. So needless to say, I have quite a few games to go through. I haven't added to my collection as much as I've wanted to because, as some of you may be aware if you watched any of my previous videos, I do have a baby on the way, so I've had to slow down on my game purchasing, but that hasn't, brought me to a complete stop as far as collecting. And hopefully in the coming months, I'll be able to maybe do a monthly pickups video. I probably won't be picking up nearly as many games over the coming months because of the fact that with the baby on the way, you got to kind of save money. I'm sure some of you understand that. Anyways, this is my pickups video. And like I said, this spans a few months, so this isn't something that I picked up over the past couple of weeks. Really, it's been several months, and some of these I picked up even in the previous year, last year. So just go ahead and get started with the first, and this is for the Nintendo Wii. This is the only console that I really picked up any games for recently. So as far as home consoles are concerned, I haven't done a lot of pickups on those, nothing on the PlayStation 3. So anyways, let's just go ahead and jump into the Nintendo Wii and I'll show you what I picked up for that. Some of these games I will have impressions on, other games I haven't even had a chance to play yet, so I won't have any impressions or opinions on those games, but I'll show you the games, and if I do have some impressions, I'll give you impressions. First game for the Nintendo Wii is Lost in Shadow. I don't know, hopefully you guys can see that, get this in the camera. This game here is really kind of a unique game in some aspects. It very much reminds me of Echochrome in the sense that what you have to do is this is kind of like a platformer slash action slash puzzle game, and you have to use the shadows to actually make it through each of the levels. You don't really see the character on screen, you see the character's shadows, and the way you manipulate the light in the environment and manipulate the environment itself actually allows you to traverse different obstacles and to make it through each puzzle. There is combat involved in the game, and in my opinion this is a really good game. It's one that you may want to check out if you haven't done so already, but definitely a good game for the Nintendo Wii. The next one is Rayman Origins. Now, obviously, this came out on pretty much every console out there, except for I don't think it's come out on the DS yet, the 3DS. I think it is still coming. Anyways, I probably don't need to say too much about this because anything that needs to be said has already been said. This is a great sort of reboot for the franchise. It goes away from the whole Raving Rabbids theme, and it goes back to kind of the roots of Rayman, where it's a platforming game. Very similar as far as some of the aspects of the game to the new Super Mario Brothers on the Wii, and the fact that, and in the sense that you have, 4-player co-op, and it makes it a lot of fun. This is a great game for if you have people coming over, if you want to play a party game, get a lot of people involved. A lot of fun and a lot of really unique, quirky type of things that you could do in this game. But this game looks beautiful on the Wii, and I picked up on the Wii because of the fact that it's one of those games that when people come over, they always want to seem to play the Wii, and they gravitate towards that. It's in my living room, so it makes it easier for me to just pop this game in rather than say on the PlayStation 3 or anything like that. The next two games are for the Nintendo DS system, and I haven't really added to that collection much lately. In fact, that collection has actually gone down, but I won't get into that right now. I just want to show you guys the games. First game is Sola Torobo, Red the Hunter. This game is a game that was kind of on my radar for a while, and I picked it up on release. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to play it, so I don't have any real opinions on it. I know people out there have reviews and things like that, so you guys could check it out. I do look forward to eventually picking this up. This is like a deluxe box set, basically, where it came with the soundtrack CD. So, that's one of the reasons why I did pick it up. I love those premium editions and things like that. The next game is Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2. And this is a strategy game, but it's really a unique strategy game in the way you collect different demons and use them to perform different attacks in the game. I haven't played a lot of this. I'll be honest with you guys. I started it up and I just didn't really get into it. There's a lot of dialogue in the beginning, so it takes a little while to get into. I did play the original one and I enjoyed it, and unfortunately I don't have that in my collection anymore, but I've been looking for the 3DS version, which is like the enhanced version, and hopefully I'll add that to my collection again soon. But this is definitely a game if you like strategy RPGs and you like Atlas games and even the Mega 10 series. This is a good game, so I would definitely recommend this to you guys. And I did hear that this is definitely, well, I don't know about definitely, but I did hear that it is better than the first one, although the first one was also, you know, got pretty good praise. The next group of games is for the PlayStation Portable, and you know, as many of you are well aware, that system's pretty much come to the end of its life. We'll see a couple different games. There's actually a Kickstarter project out there for Classic Heroes 2, which hopefully I'll get into and eventually, you know, become a part of and contribute to that so that I can pick that game up when it comes out. So there's a couple games that will probably, you know, slowly trickle out over the last couple months of the life of the PlayStation Portable. But lately I've been wanting to really round out my collection, and some of these games I did pick up back when they launched. Others of these I actually just picked up recently. But there's, you know, the games are becoming harder and harder to find, and especially as, you know, places like GameStop, for instance, stops carrying the PSP games, which they haven't done yet, they'll be even more harder to find. So anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys the games. First one is God Eater's Burst. Now, I would compare this game to definitely Monster Hunter type of game. It's a little bit quicker paced, and for me it's a little bit more enjoyable than the Monster Hunter series. This is a game that was surprising to me that they would bring it over here to the States, because it was originally a Japanese game, and I believe that there was a prequel to this that we never received here in the States. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But this game, I've played a little bit of it, and so far I do enjoy it. The next game is The Third Birthday, which I'm a little bit iffy on, a little bit mixed as far as this game. It's not a straight-up RPG like you would expect from Square Enix. It's more of an action slash third-person shooter, and it's got some unique elements to it. I have enjoyed what I've played so far, but I've had so many other games that have kind of drawn my attention away from this one in particular that I haven't been able to go back and play a lot of it. I did play several hours when it first came out, and so far I've enjoyed it, but like I said, it's not, you know, a must-have on the system, in my opinion. The next game, I have to thank Splatter Trigger for really bringing this to light for me, because I wasn't really familiar with this release. This is actually an import title, and it's Darius Burst. And it is a shmup, shoot 'em up if you guys aren't familiar with this. It's really a nice shmup in my opinion. It's horizontal style, and I'm not sure if you can play it in tape mode. I forget, but anyways, this is a really good shmup on the PSP. And unfortunately, here in the States, we really didn't get many shmups, and we don't really see a lot of these shoot 'em ups come over here to the States. So when I saw this available to, you know, actually purchase for a reasonable price, I went and picked it up, and I've enjoyed it. It's a great game, and for those of you who are shmup fans, I would, you know, take a look and see if you can find this. I know it's probably becoming a little bit harder to find, but you can probably manage to get it for around $50, $60. Next game, I haven't played this actual version of the game, but I have played previous versions of this game, and that's Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection. And this, from what I've heard, from all accounts, is the best version of the game. You also have the after years included in this packaging. But like I said, I haven't played this version, although, like I said, I've played previous versions of the game, and we all know it's Final Fantasy IV is a great game, and eventually maybe I'll get around to playing that. The next game is The Legend of Heroes. Now, I played this game years ago, and I didn't really enjoy it too much. It was kind of slow-paced as far as RPGs are concerned, and in my opinion, it wasn't a game that I wanted to purchase. What happened, though, is recently I wanted to really add to the collection of PSP games that I had, and I wanted to get into this series and collect every single iteration of this one. This is Legends of Heroes, the Tear of Vermilion. I can't remember if this is the first or second one in the series. I want to say it's the first, but regardless, I would like to add all of the games to my collection. I'll show you the next game coming up, which is also in this series. The next game is Legend of Hero Trails of the Sky. And this is a game that was put out by XC pretty recently. You know, partnered with Falcom to put this game out. This game, I've heard really good things about it, but I haven't even touched it yet. And this is the deluxe box set, like the premium edition, like Exceed has done with a lot of the PSP games that they localized here in the States. So I had to pick it up when I saw that. Like I said, I've heard good things about this game. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet, so sorry, no opinions on this one. Same thing with this upcoming one that I'm going to show you guys. That's Ys 7. I've been playing Ys 1 and 2 a lot, so I wanted to, play through that before I actually jumped into Ys 7. This is the limited edition of Ys 7. Comes with an art book, it comes with a cloth map, and comes with a music CD. I've heard really good things about this game, and I wanted to play it right away, but I wanted to play Ys 1 and 2 and complete those games before I played this one, so I did pick this up though, and I think I may have shown an unboxing on this. I don't remember, so I can't go back and look through the videos right now, but anyways, did add that to my collection. The next two games I haven't even touched yet. I just got these. So the first one is Jacandia, the Timeless Land. And this is a game that was on my radar when I first played the demo on PSN, and I didn't pick it up for whatever reason. It reminds me of, in some ways, 30, what is it, half-minute hero or 30-minute hero? I can't remember. My mind's kind of gone blank. But regardless, it's a little bit slower paced than that game, and I think it's 30-second hero. Like I said, I don't remember. But I did enjoy the demo enough to where I wanted to pick it up, and just that it's a game that was put up by Axis, and I really like some of the games that they localize here in the States. I figured I would pick it up, and I got it for like 10 bucks, so even if I don't like it, whatever, it's just another game to add to the PSP collection. The next game is What Did I Do to Deserve This, My Lord 2, which is a long title, long-winded. It's a game from NIS, so that's why, probably the quirky title. I haven't played this one. I didn't play the first one. I think from what I can tell, it's kind of a puzzle type of game, and this game has been like mixed reviews, pretty much mediocre reviews at best. But I wanted to add it, and I decided to do so because it was like $10 again, so that's why I went ahead and picked that up. Now the next group of games is for the Nintendo 3DS, and I played most of these games. However, there is the first one I'm going to show you I haven't got a chance to play yet. This is a new release that just came out on Friday, and I went ahead and picked it up. Some of you probably already guessed it. Spirit Camera, the Cursed Memoir. This is in many ways kind of like a spiritual successor to wow, I'm drawing a blank on the title of the game. Fatal Frame. So it does some unique things from what I've seen in videos and gameplay, where it has AR cards included in the instruction manual, I believe, and you use those AR cards in conjunction with the camera, and it kind of creates this augmented reality type of environment, to where you use a camera to look around your environment and you find different ghosts in your environment, things like that. You play through the story. Now the campaign, from what I heard, is only about 3 hours long, or can be completed in 2 to 3 hours. So it's kind of gotten really low scores, and I don't know, I like to make up my mind on these things on my own. So I pre-ordered this a while back. It was one of those games that I had on my radar. I haven't played it yet, but I do look forward to jumping into it eventually when I get some time. Next game is Trip Saga. And all of you are pretty familiar probably by now with the Trip series that came out on the Wii, on WiiWare. This is pretty much a complete collection of those games. And yeah, as it says, it has 6 complete games, 80 levels of gameplay, 5 acclaimed chiptune artists, 25 plus story cutscenes, and countless hours of fun. It's a really good game. Some of these games that are in here maybe aren't, are a little bit lesser quality, or not, I don't want to say lesser quality, but aren't as fun as some of the other ones. But overall, this is a great collection of some really good WiiWare games that came out from Gaiden Games. Next game is Resident Evil Revelations. And I don't have it in this video, I forgot to include it, but I picked up the Circle Pad Pro to play with this. However, I've only played it so far without that peripheral. And from what I've played so far, it's really good. Really beautiful environments, a lot of fun as far as the gameplay is concerned, and the 3D effect on it is really good. However, even if you turn that off, to me, it's a good entry into the Resident Evil series. The next game is Tales of the Abyss. Now, this was originally a PS2 game, as most of you probably are well aware of, and I had a little bit of a tough time finding this because I didn't pre-order it. It kind of slipped through the cracks for me. But so far, I've actually enjoyed what I played of it. I'm maybe an hour or two in, so I'm still kind of, going through the tutorials and things like that. But I have enjoyed it, and I really like the combat of the Tales series of games. I actually didn't play this game when it came out on the PS2 originally, so I'm just looking forward to really diving into this and playing more. Next game is Kid Icarus Uprising, which obviously came with that stand. It came in the box and everything, but here I just have the game itself. You guys probably seen this. I did an unboxing on it a couple weeks ago. To be honest with you, I kind of have mixed feelings on this game. The on-rails flying segments of the game are a lot of fun. The visuals are great throughout the entire game. However, when it comes to the ground combat, the controls just aren't really good. And, I've got to be completely honest with you. I just don't like the controls. I don't mind the control scheme for the flying segments, but the on-air or on-ground combat is just really kind of slow. It's hard to maneuver your character and to turn around the character. I don't know why they didn't incorporate the Circle Pad Pro with this game. They did. You can play it with the Circle Pad Pro, but it's only basically so that you can play it if you're left-handed and you can have the stylus in your left hand. Other than that, they should have included, the ability to just play the game straight out with that extra circle pad. But I can't even comment on the online aspect of this game because I haven't played any of the online, unfortunately. And I'm sorry to those of you who send me friend codes and things like that, and I've accepted the friend request, and I've sent you back one. I haven't jumped online with this, so you'll have to forgive me for that. Eventually, I'm going to get around to answering some of the comments in the previous video where I included my friend's code. If I haven't added you yet, it's just because I've been busy. Don't, take it personally, please. Next game is Pinball Hall of Fame. I've really been into pinball a lot lately, and unfortunately I don't have like $2 grand to drop on a pinball cabinet or a pinball machine. So I have to stick with these digital pinball games, and this is actually a pretty good one from what I've played so far. It doesn't include every single table that I think it was the Wii version and the PS3 and the 360 version had. But it does have Pinbot, Black Knight, Space Shuttle, Gorgar, Funhouse, Taxi, and Whirlwind. And they're a pretty good collection of tables. For those of you who haven't played this game, the one cool thing about this game is you actually can flip the DS or the 3DS upside down, and you can play with like the top portion, the back glass of the pinball table. So it keeps your score on the bottom portion of the screen, which actually, when you're playing like that, becomes the top portion, and then the table is laid out on the bottom screen, which is the top portion of the screen. So if you understand what I'm saying. Anyways, this is a good game, and for $30, it was worth it to me to pick it up. So the next series of games that I'm going to show you, first I'll show you the system. It is the PlayStation Vita, and I picked this up right on launch. I wasn't one of the early adopters who got in on that like first release where you paid $350 or whatever it was, and then received the first edition bundle. I picked this up on the standard release of the system, and so far I've loved the system. I don't have I haven't done an impressions video on, and I haven't shown you guys anything, so most of you probably aren't aware that I even picked this up. But being a fan of the PlayStation, being a fan of the PSP, I had to get this game, this system rather, and I've really enjoyed it so far. I know that there's probably people out there who disagree with me. There's some who will agree with me, but I've loved it so far, and I've had a lot of fun with it. So let me go ahead and get into the games. I picked up a ton of games for this, and I probably went a little bit overboard, but you know, when a new system comes out, the releases are very sparse at first. They're very you know, slow to come out. And this actually had a pretty good launch of games when the system originally came out. Now the games have slowed down. But I did pick up some games. So let me go ahead and show you the games that I got. And some of these are good, some of these are great, and some of these are just, you know, so-so. But I'll show you guys. Oh, sorry. Just dropped the whole pile of games. So anyways, just grabbing the first one off the top is Wipeout 2048. This is a great entry into the Wipeout series. If you enjoy Wipeout, if you have enjoyed that series going back to the PlayStation 1, you're going to love this game. Really fast paced. Even though this game only runs at 30 frames per second, it's really hard to tell that. It's just so smooth. It really looks beautiful. The graphics pop on the Vita, and the online aspect of the game is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. I have to go back to it because I haven't played it in a while, but if you like racing games and you don't mind, you know, maybe a little bit more of an arcade style and a game that has a little bit of a learning curve to it, this is a game that you should definitely pick up if you have a Vita. Next game is Virtua Tennis 4. I've always liked the tennis games. I've liked Virtua Tennis, and I've always been kind of a fan of those games. So I picked this game up. Now I've been a little bit disappointed as far as the career mode is concerned, because of the progression system, the way you go about it, it's hard to explain, but basically you have a map and you're traveling across different countries and you're going to different locations and you're performing different events. You have a certain number of moves that you can make based on different cards that you pick up and things like that. And sometimes what happens is if you make the wrong amount of moves or you don't plan out your moves correctly, you might miss an event, and because of that, you have to wait until the next event before you can actually get into the game. The rest of it's like you'll run across mini games, you'll run across different spots on the map, which is almost like a board game where you have to rest or you can recuperate. It's when you get to play, it's fun, but it's not a game that I would say is for everybody. It's not as good as some of the other Virtua Tennis games. Graphically, it looks good on the system, and it does have the ability to actually take a picture of yourself and map it to the character that you create. It's kind of iffy as far as the way it works, but it's okay. It's average at best. Next game is Hot Shots Golf World Invitational. I've always liked the Hot Shots golf games. I mean, I've loved the ones on the PSP. I actually haven't played any of the ones on the PlayStation 2, but the ones that came out on the PSP and this one also on the Vita are great games. If you like golf, and even if you're not a big fan of golf because of, you know, you're a little bit afraid of the simulation aspect of golf, this is a good game because of the fact that it's more arcade style. It's definitely arcadey. It definitely has beautiful graphics on the system, and the online play is great. They have daily tournaments, things like that that you can jump into, and it makes it really fun to kind of see what you can do as far as with the leaderboard and things like that. Admittedly, I haven't played this game since really the launch, and I played a lot of it in the beginning, but after picking up other games, I kind of went away from this game, so I have to get back into that eventually. Next game is Phoebus Soccer, as we say here in the States, soccer, as everybody else says, football. This is a good game if you're into soccer games. I'm not the biggest soccer fan, but I do like soccer games. I do like football games. I'll say football because I know I have a lot of European viewers. But, you know, overall, if you're not a fan of this sport, then you're probably not going to like this game. I just know that I heard so many really good things about this, and that was probably mostly from fans of this genre. But it's okay, and I do enjoy it. I just need to probably play a little bit more so that I can actually understand the controls better and become a little bit better at the game. Next game is Uncharted Golden Abyss. I picked this up when they had like a buy two get one free sale on all the Sony titles that were originally launched. And I took a little while before I actually jumped into this game. But I gotta say that I really like it. And I know that people out there are kind of mixed on it because some people maybe expected a little bit more out of this game. But you gotta remember what it's on. It's on the Vita. I mean, and the Vita is a powerful system. But what you're getting out of a handheld, this is a really good adventure game. The graphics are great. I know that other people disagree with me. I don't care. I think the graphics are beautiful. Some of the scenes, I found myself kind of wandering through the beginning stage and looking, if some of you may be familiar, just looking off into the distance and you can see like this valley and see so many things. It really looks gorgeous. And even the water details, things like that are really good. I've enjoyed it. I haven't played it a lot, but I've enjoyed it, and I need to jump back into this. What happened was once I finally opened it up, I just really couldn't put it down for a little while. So it's a great game. Maybe it doesn't live up to the to its console brothers on the PlayStation 3, but for a handheld experience, I don't think you can beat it too much. Next game is Unit 13, put out by the now defunct Zipper. This is a good first-person shooter, actually it's a third-person shooter on a handheld system. Now, it's a little bit choppy as far as the game is concerned because basically the way the missions are structured out, they're small missions, there's different types of objectives, there's different styles of missions that you can play through, and overall, I would rather see like a full fleshed out storyline. This has something of a smaller storyline and is not as cohesive as I would appreciate or as I would like. But overall, you could do far worse for a portable shooter. Next game is Luminous Electronic Symphony, and I like this game. And for those who don't know, this is a puzzle game, kind of like a dropping blocks type of game. It's different than the Tetris series. But if I was going to go with a series of games that I enjoy more, I would definitely go with the Tetris series of games. The music aspect of this is great. And when you get into the game and you really get immersed in the game, it becomes a lot of fun. And it's very catchy. The tunes are very catchy. The music is very catchy. And it is a lot of fun. But it's not... To me, it's not a must-have. A lot of other people would disagree with me, so, you know, everybody's got their own opinion. But I do like this game. I'm glad I have it in my collection. The next game is Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus. Now, I'll admit, I haven't really played much of this game. I popped it in when I first got it, saw that it looked good on the system, and really saw that it wasn't much different than its console counterparts. You know, this game's been released 3-4 times now. I don't even remember. You had Ninja Gaiden Black, then you had Ninja Gaiden Sigma on the PS3, and now this version of the game. If you play those other games, this may not be a game that you really feel like getting into, but I haven't played through all of those games. I haven't played through this game all the way through on any console, so I decided to pick it up, and it looks good on the system. There's still the camera issues, but you know, if you like this game and if you loved it, in fact, and you have a Vita, you might want to go, you know, grab it. You probably already have. The next game is Touch My Katamari. Now, I was really iffy on picking this game up at first because I had heard some of the reviews and people said that it was just more of the same thing. But for me, that's okay because I like Katamari. And this is a great way to play Katamari because now you have the two analog sticks on the PlayStation Vita. You have touchscreen controls also with certain things, like you can stretch out the Katamari, make it you know, wide and thin so that you can roll underneath certain objects, or make it tall so that you can go between certain things. Overall, I think it's a good entry into the Katamari series, and for those of you who have enjoyed Katamari, I would say it's going to be a good game for you to pick up. This next game is, wow, I'm going to really screw this title up. Shinobi Totoo, or Shinobi Totoo, or whatever you want to call it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, this game I would compare to the Tensei series of games. For those of you who aren't familiar with this game, that's the easiest comparison I can make. I remember playing Tensei Z back on the 360 when it launched, and I actually quite liked that game a lot. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but I really enjoyed that game. What I enjoyed about that game, though, from what I remember, is the co-op experience that I had, and I had a couple friends that I would play that game with. So this game is lacking that, at least from, yeah, it's lacking that because it's one player. But if you like the Tenchu games and you're not expecting a full-out hack-and-slash ninja game, this is a good game because this is more stealth-based. And you have the ability to maneuver through the environment by using your grappling hook, jump onto roofs, sneak around. That's basically the premise of this game. And you have a lot of different missions where you just have to go take out one person. I've only played it for maybe 2 hours, but so far it's okay. It's definitely not a game that I would recommend to, you know, everybody or to most people. Next I have Dynasty Warriors next. And this is another game that had mixed reviews, but mostly because people are tired of the Dynasty Warriors franchise, and I don't quite understand that. I mean, people who play Dynasty Warriors, who enjoy Dynasty Warriors, really, that's what they expect to play. When they pick up a Dynasty Warriors game, they expect to play that type of game. And for me, I actually enjoy it because I haven't played a ton of Dynasty Warriors games, so I haven't been burned out on the franchise. But I like this game, and for, you know, a portable version of it, really, you can't beat it. Next game is Ridge Racer. Now, this is probably the most controversial. I mean, my opinion on this is going to be probably more controversial than my opinion on any of these other games that I've shown you. When I first heard about this game, I was like immediately ready to go pick it up. And then I saw all these reviews where it was getting 3s, 4s, 2s. You know, I don't think I've seen anything above a 6 or better out of 10. And I gotta say that I disagree with those reviews. Now, I understand that a lot of people were disappointed with this because of the fact that it lacked a lot of content on the cartridge itself. So when you pop this game into the system, you're expecting the full-blown Ridge Racer experience with tons of cars, tons of tracks, and you don't get that. But I would really, in my opinion, liken this game to almost a game like Call of Duty. A lot of people don't play the Call of Duty series or the Battlefield series because of the campaign mode. They play for the online aspect, and because of that, this game to me is great. I love the online aspect of this game. I've really enjoyed it. I've sunk more hours into this game than probably half of the games that I have on the system, more than half of the games. This is probably in my top 2 or 3 games that I've played the most on the Vita. And you could do far worse for a racing game, in my opinion. But I would rather get into that in a full-on review of this game. So hopefully I'll be able to get you guys a review of this game and give you my opinions, because I'm sure there's still some of you who are sitting on the fence on this Ridge Racer game because you've heard so many negatives about it. But let me just be the first to tell you that, maybe I'm not the first, but let me just tell you that I enjoy the game. And the last game that I'm going to show you guys today is MLB 12 The Show. Now, I've always been a fan of baseball. I grew up playing baseball. I grew up watching baseball. For those of you who aren't, you know, aware of that. But this is the best baseball franchise out there on any system. You got really only 2. You got the MLB 2K12 and you've got MLB 12 The Show. This is, in my opinion, hands down one of the best baseball games to come out in a long time. And not just this game in particular, but the series of the show games. They're great. They're really immersive. They are spot on with the presentation. And I've played so much of this game. The road to the show is probably the best aspect of this game. And it says that you can create your character, bring him up through the ranks of minor leagues, all the way to a, you know, all-star slash Hall of Fame player. So anyways, that's it for me, guys. I know this was a lot of stuff, but I had a lot of stuff that I picked up that I hadn't showed you guys. And like I said, in the future, hopefully I'll be able to get you guys some more monthly pickup videos and do something more regular so I don't have a ton of games to show you. But that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have questions on any of these games, please let me know. And I would be more than happy to do a review if, you know, enough people want to see a review of any one of these. So that's it for me, guys. I'll be back soon with another video, and I'll talk to you guys then.